Hey everybody, let me throw you all a curveball here. What is the opposite of faith? Now your instinct is going to say, I'm sure, fear. And it's been taught over the years very effectively, based on examples and teachings, and even the Bible even says that faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the evidence of things unseen. And when you're operating in fear or you're afraid, then you're uncertain and you're worried. So based on that dichotomy, it's very easy to come to the conclusion that fear would be the antithesis of faith. But I had a fascinating talk with a pastor the other day who served as a missionary all over the world, to many countries, some of them hostile territories. And I asked him, I said, of all the countries that you've been to minister the gospel, which is the hardest country to do that in? And he said, without even blinking, without a doubt, America. And I kind of knew where he was going, but I wanted to hear him elaborate because I wanted to hear his details on this. He said, this country, America, although we have the freedom to worship, it is amazing how many people just will not listen. How many people are just consumed with materialism and are just satisfied with the convenient substitutes for God. When you go into these third world countries, it's easy to preach the gospel over there because you have so many who are hungry to hear the word. People who travel days, miles, and bring their families just to hear you say just a few words. In fact, I even heard too that from one testimony that if you're going to give multiple services that day and you're going to be changing just one sentence in your program, that group will actually stay there to hear the entire second service, even if it's in a repeat, just to hear that extra sentence. Wow, that is amazing. And based on this conclusion, and we talked some more, he said, fear could be definitely understood as the opposite of faith, but it's unbelief which fosters that fear. If you do not have the willingness to open your heart to accept the truth of something that you have not yet seen, that unbelief will foster the fear, and that will keep you from growing in the knowledge of God. Wow, that was powerful. And when I just kind of sat and thought about that all during the night and saying, wow, that's absolutely true. Because I even had a shirt that says, faith, your fears. So I've always gone through life thinking that, faith is definitely, is going to knock out your fear. And for some cases it's true, but really where it all starts is your willingness to accept that unseen truth. Just to believe. And I've always mentioned too in a previous video that we should not be considered believers, but knowers. But I mean that in its totality, not in everything that God gives you in the Spirit. When you come to Jesus, I said before, you come to him with a leap of faith, but your knowledge in him causes your faith to grow. So your knowledge will then help strengthen your faith, but it's your belief which opens up your heart to accept that truth. And that's why when I heard that testimony, it was just absolutely powerful. And I wanted to share that with you all today because I know this is going to be a big kernel in somebody's life to really help plant and help them really kind of foster their growth into learning who they are, fostering who their identity is in Christ and who he wants you to be. It's just amazing. And the people that are overseas who I've actually talked to, and I've made so many friends now overseas in so many different places, Uganda, Indonesia, the Far East, everywhere. It's just amazing. It's just the people that I have helped reach. Here in America, the benefits of a lot of the technology and the culture here, it gives us the opportunities and the freedoms to kind of reach out to other people as well. But to really find the people who are wanting to listen, you will see more of that overseas in these other countries where they have less distractions and less things just kind of trying to pull them away. They have a direct channel to their hearts and their faith in God. That, to me, those people I admire. And he even, the pastor even said to me, when you go over there and you mission, you are never going to want to come home, because those people are going to be so full of love. You will see that passion in there. It will just pull your heart, and it will just make them more than family. It will just bond you in just an amazing way. And that's one thing I would love to do in the future, is definitely to do some missionary work. This is kind of missionary work to a degree, what I'm doing here digitally. but also being there in person to kind of share that bond with family is something that is a passion of mine that I would love to do one day, and I definitely plan on doing that. I know some people have definitely invited me over, some good friends of mine overseas, and one of these days I definitely plan on doing it. So keep the faith. I definitely would love to get together. We'll do it one time, and I certainly encourage everybody to just give a little word to somebody today, even if it's your neighbor. Wherever you are, just give somebody a spark of hope that can help make that minor course correction, that can help turn that unbelief off and unclench their fist to open up and accept the possibility, the probability, and the certainty of the greatest truth of all, the gospel of Jesus Christ. God bless you all. Have a great day.